Aditya and you're watching One Stop Spot. So guys, today's video is all about the basics of the Rubik's Cubes. So guys, whether you have a 2x2, a 3x3, a 4x4 or any other Rubik's Cube, it does not matter, as the basics are majorly same for almost all the cubes. There are small variations or differences, but we will be looking into that detail in other videos. So guys, when I tell all the cubes, I mean all the true Rubik's Cubes. I don't mean the false ones like the mirror cube, the pyramid or anything like that. We will be coming into that a little later. So guys, before we start, I have one quick question for you guys. What is your biggest pain in solving the Rubik's Cube? I repeat, what is your biggest pain in solving the Rubik's Cube? Guys, answer this question in the comment section below. And with this, let's get started. So guys, before I start off with the basics, I'd like to tell you what a true and a false Rubik's Cube is. So guys, a true Rubik's Cube always has equally sized squares or small cubes. They're not going to be big and then small or anything like that. They're all going to be equally sized anywhere you look at the cube. So guys, a standard true Rubik's Cube has 6 colors. 6 different colors with 6 faces. And they're usually the orange, the red, the green, the blue, the yellow and the white. So guys, anything that does not follow these rules is considered a false Rubik's Cube, like the mirror cube, which has a single color, either gold or yellow or black or anything like that, and it has big and then small pieces or things like that. The pyramid is not even a cube and hence does not come under the category of true Rubik's Cubes. So guys, actually in this video I'm going to use the Rubik's brand cube by Fun School. I bought this for about 400 rupees, which is about $5.50, and this for $9.99, which is about $13 to $15. So guys, for a beginner, this is more than enough. You don't need a high funder Rubik's Cube like the GANs or anything if you're a beginner and are new to Rubik's Cube. So guys, once you get confident with the Rubik's Cube, you're able to solve it within 2 minutes and your best record is within 1 minute. Then guys, you can upgrade it to a GANs or any speed cube, which is used by speed cubers for solving the cube fast, as it helps you to get a better grip on the Rubik's Cube. So guys, the first thing you need to know as the basics of the Rubik's Cube are the colors of the Rubik's Cube. So guys, whenever you think of the top of the Rubik's Cube, it must always be white. Guys, you need to understand and remember this. Whenever you think of the top, it is always white. And directly opposite to the white is the yellow. Opposite to white is yellow. So guys, when we solve the Rubik's Cube, actually the white is at the bottom, whereas yellow is on the top. So guys, in theory the white is on the top, but when we actually do practicals or solve the Rubik's Cube, the yellow is on the top. So guys, the other 4 colors are the blue, the green, the orange and the red. So guys, opposite to orange is always red, opposite to green is always blue. So guys, you need to remember this color combination. White is yellow, orange is red, green is blue. Guys, please memorize this as it is very important in solving the Rubik's Cube. So guys, the next thing is the different layers. So guys, in the 3x3 you have 3 layers, as you can see, and here. So guys, depending upon what you're taking, whether you're taking it by theory or by practice, the first layer will always vary. So guys, if you're taking the white to be the top, this is the first layer, the middle or the second, and the last. Otherwise, it's going to be the first, second and the third if you take the yellow on the top. So guys, whenever we solve the Rubik's Cube, we go it by layers. Okay, we solve the first layer, then the second, then the third and things like that. So guys, the next thing you need to know is the different pieces in a Rubik's Cube. There are 3 different pieces, guys. The first is the center, the edge and the corner piece. So guys, the center piece has always one color, guys. Remember, only one color, and it cannot be moved from the center. The edge piece has 2 colors like this, green and white, orange and white and things like that, and is always between 2 corner pieces. Guys, the corner pieces are always at the corners. There are 8 corners and they consist of 3 colors, as you can see here. You can see like that. So guys, those are the 3 pieces of the Rubik's Cube. Moving on to the basics of their algorithms. So guys, whenever you see a shuffled or an unsolved Rubik's Cube, you need to always think it is a problem. And the only solution to that problem is a solve Rubik's Cube. So guys, we use many algorithms or steps, you can say, to solve the problem which is the Rubik's Cube and arrive at a solved Rubik's Cube. So guys, methods like the CFOP, which are advanced, which is basically the cross F2L, OLL, PLL, if you don't know, which we will see in other videos. These methods use algorithms instead of logical reasoning to solve the Rubik's Cube. Guys, algorithms are much more time efficient and fast to solve the Rubik's Cube with, but logical reasoning helps you understand the cube better. So guys, as it is used in many places, these algorithms have become common, and the basics of these algorithms are very important to learn. So guys, these algorithms are written or formulated based on the parts of the Rubik's Cube. There are 6 major parts in the 3 into 3 and 2 other non-important parts in the beginner's point of view. The 6 major parts are this, 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 and this. And the other 2 non-important are this and this. It's basically the middle parts which are not important in beginner's point of view, but in advanced point of view, that is also important as you use it frequently to solve the Rubik's Cube. So guys, these parts have names and are represented by different letters. This is up and is represented by U. This is down and is represented by D. This is R and which stands for right. This is left and is represented by L. This is the front and is represented by F. And this is the back and is represented by B. So guys, these algorithms are written based on these letters, and the algorithms actually consist of only letters and not the parts name. So guys, if you get an algorithm like RUL, you're going to be like, okay, RUL. Simple as that. But now you may think, okay, why did I move it like this? I can also move it like this. In a way you are right, in a way you are wrong. Whenever you see plain letters in an algorithm, it means go normal. That is clockwise direction, the direction in which the clock goes, and not the anti-clockwise. So if you get an apostrophe after the letter, it means go in the reverse, which is anti-clockwise direction. That is the use of apostrophes. So now if you're going to get an algorithm saying RU apostrophe L, is going to be like R clockwise, U apostrophe, that means anti-clockwise, like this, and L clockwise, like this. As simple as that, guys. And now sometimes you may also see numbers after the letters, like R2, U2, D2, and things like that. Those numbers represent how many times you need to move the part. For example, if you have an algorithm say R2UL, it is like this. R2 clockwise as there's no apostrophe, U only one time, there's no number, and L like this. So guys, that is the use of the numbers, the apostrophe, and the letters for the algorithm. And guys, remember, if you get an algorithm with a letter like R apostrophe 2, it means R apostrophe anti-clockwise twice, like that. But it's very rare to see things like that. It is, as it is most common to do R2 instead of R apostrophe 2, as it is both the same. So guys, that is the basics of the algorithm. So guys, you need to memorize the color combinations. It's very important, the opposite colors, and the algorithm basics. You need to memorize the letters, the parts, then the apostrophe use and the number use, all of which is very important. So with this, guys, you are good to go to solve the Rubik's Cube. So guys, I hope you found the video useful. Please like, share and comment in the comment section below if you have any doubts. And don't forget to answer the question that I had asked at the beginning of the video. So guys, if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe, as it helps me to put more awesome videos like this. And guys, that's it for today. I hope you liked it, and bye for now.